there is another chapter in your syllabus that is identification and body marking. Why this identification and body markings are very important in case of horse? One is for issuing owner's certificate. Okay. See, in other species also we go for some acquired marking, like either we go for branding, tattooing, okay, plastic tags, okay, RFID tags. So these are all there. But such tags are not applied in these animals by and large, just to avoid the beauty of the animals. So instead, we go for branding, of course, but nowadays that is also stopped. But wherever it is possible, they will go for tattooing. Of course, there is no confusion in that. But in addition to these acquired marking, we will also go for some natural markings, which call them as a body markings. Okay. So whether it's acquired or natural markings, they're all required for issuing a owner certificate. And why this owner certificate is required? To participate in the race or in the race clubs, okay, for the breeding purpose. Whenever there is a claim due to sudden death of animal due to glanders disease or notifiable disease, okay, such situations, this will play important role. And also, this is required for solve the disputes, okay, during the theft or whenever they are found illegally in the streets. ठीक है, कभी-कभी क्या होता है कि with their costly diseases where they cannot treat, or where they find that no more animal is useful to them, they let loose in the roadside. Okay, such time also the identification will help in the rescue. Okay, for the maintenance of proper records, for transportation at national and international level, and also for the insurance purpose. Okay, so these are all similar to other species. When it comes to identification, it can be done by many ways. One is name, color pattern, marking on head, marking on leg, congenital, acquired markings. Okay. First, name, although this does not reflect purely on the record, but by and large, each and every owner, they keep name to that particular animal, either out of his love or depending upon the place where it has been purchased, or depending upon the physical appearance, or in the name of God or river, depending upon his interest. Okay, though it will not serve fully for all your records, but it is one of the common method. Even you can see this photograph also, I kept that name Chetak. Okay, because of that good quality in running, so we had kept that name Chetak. Okay, but name alone is not sufficient to take care of the identification methods. You have to depend on other, and the second most common method is colors. Okay, when it comes to colors, we don't use this method in any other species except horse, not even in the donkey. Okay, since in case of horse, these are very costly animals and no one method is foolproof, क्योंकि ये मानते हैं acquired marking में कभी भी manipulation हो सकता है, because when a horse is worth of few lakhs or crores, naturally very likely that whatever the marking you've done on the animal body, it can be manipulated. But some of the natural markings like colors or body colors cannot be manipulated. Okay, so that's why they go on add on to their identification methods. Okay, in this we have a different color options. In case of horse, there are some common colors, we call them as a base colors or solid colors or principal colors. मतलब by and large आपको बहुत सारे कलर में ये सारे चार कॉमन कलर्स मिलते हैं. One is bay, another is black, brown, chestnut and grey. ठीक है, इसके अलावा you may find palmino, dun, roan, Appaloosa, Pinto, etc. are also found on the modern breeds. Okay, we would be seeing with the help of photographs. Naturally, we'll understand better. Let us see one by one. One is black. Okay, the most black horses are born dark gray or dun and start to turn black as they begin to shed their coats. Some black foals, however, are born pure black, but this is very common. Just you should make sure that just apparently आपको फोटोग्राफ देखने से ये ब्लैक जैसे दिखेगा. ये तो टिपिकल जेट ब्लैक है, that's why you are able to see or call it as a black. but however all the time black color does not look like this. ठीक है? So you need to depend on some of the inborn qualities that has been highlighted here with a black mane, tail and dorsal strip. ठीक है? पूरा jet black इस तरह से नहीं भी होगा. It may look like sometimes even brown also. ब्राउन जैसे भी दिखेगा, बट मेन टेल, ठीक है, टॉप में डार्सल स्ट्रिप जो होगा हमेशा वो ब्लैक ही रहेगा. ठीक है? कभी कभी क्या होता है एट द टाइम ऑफ बर्थ, ठीक है, दे में बॉर्न एज ए ब्राउन और दे में बॉर्न एज ए ग्रे. ठीक है? बट विथ द टाइम द कलर विल कीप ऑन चेंजिंग एक्सेप्ट मेन टेल एंड डार्सल स्ट्रिप. वो बर्थ ऑल्सो ब्लैक में रहेगा, बाद में भी ब्लैक रहेगा. ओके, दैट इटसेल्फ विल take care of that black color. Brown, it may range from black, a very dark black or brown to a fader color like caramel brown. Okay, so when they are born, sometimes they appear like a darker, but with the time, due to shedding of air and also during the summer season, they may become lighter color. ठीक है? इसलिए हम कभी कभी किसी और कलर के साथ भी कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है. हियर दिस ब्राउन कलर समटाइम्स यू मे गेट कलर कंफ्यूज विद द बे कलर, जो नेक्स्ट हम डिस्कस करेंगे. बट ओनली डिफरेंस इज दैट इन केस ऑफ ब्राउन दीज आर्सस डू नॉट हैव ए ब्लॉक पॉइंट्स. ब्लॉक पॉइंट्स मतलब जो लेग पोर्शन होगा, हाफ पॉइंट से नीचे वाला हिस्सा है, वो हमेशा ब्लैक नहीं मिलेगा, मगर आपका बे में वो ब्लैक मिलेगा. जस्ट क्विकली आई शो दिस पॉइंट. कैसे मेन टेल जो आपका हाफ जॉइंट से नीचे जितने भी होगा, स्टेफल जॉइंट के नीचे ब्लैक कलर होगा. अगर वही इट मे लुक लाइक द सेम कलर, बट ओनली थिंग द लेग पोर्शन मे नॉट लुक ब्लैक. ठीक है? फर्दर कंफर्मेशन के लिए ब्राउन हॉर्सेस विल आल्सो हैव ए लाइट ब्राउन और टैन कलर्ड एयर्स अराउंड देयर आईज, मजल एंड फ्लैप. ठीक है? यहां तो पक्का दूसरा और कलर हो नहीं सकता. सो दीज आर द टू डिफरेंसेस वेर इन यू कैन डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन ब्राउन एंड बे. So bay to just now I told you it look like a brown only, but only thing is that these horses will have a brown body and black points, which can be appreciated very clearly. Chestnut, okay. So these are the horses, okay, with a what you can say dominant brown color, but only thing is that the tail, again the mane, these portion are typically brown or reddish in color. But this color you may get confused with another color, which I will be discussing later. Okay, so that time you will be able to differentiate. Okay, otherwise chestnut is the very common color found in the horses. Okay, so very quickly, so we have a black color wherein we have a typically black on the top dorsum, mane and tail. Next is brown, okay. Another is bay. The last one is chestnut. So these are called as the principal colors. Solid colors are base colors, okay. Gray color, ग्रेइंग ऑफ ईयर्स कहते हैं. ग्रेइंग ऑफ ईयर्स मतलब पहले काला था, बाद में सफेद हो गया. सेम यहां भी क्या है, क्योंकि यू हैव टू डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन ग्रे एंड व्हाइट. दोनों में थोड़ा सा अंतर है. ग्रे में क्या होगा, ऑल ग्रे आर्सस रिगार्डलेस ऑफ देयर कलर दे आर बॉर्न विथ ब्लैक स्किन. ठीक है? स्किन जो हमेशा वो ब्लैक ही रहेगा. ओनली एयर पार्ट विल बी व्हाइट इन कलर. वेरएज इन केस ऑफ व्हाइट, सो द what you can say the skin color will be pink, but कलर की वजह से दूर से आपको व्हाइट दिखेगा. दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस वन. सो ग्रे कलर्स ऑलवेज हैव ए ब्लैक स्किन. दिस यू मस्ट रिमेंबर. ओके, तो जितना वो ग्रेडियंट के हिसाब से यू मे नॉट सी, लाइक यू कैन सी दिस फोटोग्राफ हियर, डैपल ग्रे कहते हैं. पूरा बॉडी के थ्रू द बॉडी कोट ऑल व्हाइट एयर्स यू मे नॉट फाइंड इक्वली. इफ एट ऑल इफ यू फाइंड, देन इट्स ए टिपिकल gray, but you may not find typical gray. If does not, then there are so many variations or shades which we are not going to discuss what you can say separately. Okay, white means here probably white is the opposite of gray in that ours has a red base coat instead of black one. Okay, this means that the skin is pink, wahan black hoga, air color will remain same. So just with the help of these photographs you can differentiate here. ठीक है, ब्लैक देखिए पूरा मेन टेल एवरीथिंग इज ब्लैक। उसके बाद हमने ब्राउन डिस्कस किया था। ब्राउन और बे के बीच में हमने कहा था यू विल हैव ए ब्लैक मेन एंड टेल एंड लेग पार्ट्स, दिस इज द डिफरेंस। ओके, चेस्टनट एंड पल्मिनो, यू मे गेट कंफ्यूज्ड। यू सी चेस्टनट एंड पल्मिनो, चेस्टनट में क्या ना ओल्ड बॉडी including mane, everything is the chestnut color or reddish color, whatever you call it as, okay, which you will not see in other three colors, black, brown, bay में मिलेगा नहीं, इसलिए this is easy to remember. Only thing chestnut you may get confused with the palmino. So black is not an issue. Black opposite gray may not be issue, or gray के साथ white may not be issue because it's easy to remember. Brown bay you have to remember based on the main tail and leg points को आपको ध्यान में रखते हुए. Is it okay? So black, brown, bay, chestnut. These are the basic colors. Additionally, we have a gray and white. White is very rare. White is very rare. So other these colors, again we'll be discussing. Though other colors are not so common, but फिर भी जितने भी modern horses होते हैं उसमें आपको देखने के मिलेंगे. उसमें another most common is dun, wherein both red and black pigments in the coat color of the horse, that I'll make it in very what you can say simple. Okay, so here it is a combination of red and black, giving a dun color. But हम इतना भी theoretically जो भी बोलेंगे, so sometimes it is not possible to remember, or it's not possible to identify. Okay, so इसीलिए whenever we say dun, okay, so additionally we will see that there is a dorsal strip, ये जो दिख सकते हैं, ठीक है, and also leg stripping, ये लिखते हैं, ठीक है. These are additional colors which will help in identifying the dun color, which is a combination of red and black pigments. रोन देखिए, so there is a minor difference दोनों में, ठीक है. यहां क्या है, ब्लैक है, ब्लैक के साथ रेड और एनी अदर कलर. यहां जब रोन कहेंगे व्हाइट के साथ एनी अदर कलर. You got my point? In case of dun, so there is an admixture of black with other colors, whereas in case of roan, it is a white with other admixture of colors. So that's why roan look towards more of reddish tinge. So here it more towards what you can say yellowish side. Okay. So depending upon different combination, what you can say relativity of the admixture, it can be called as a classic dun, yellow dun, which we are not going to study because it is not required. Okay, only you have to differentiate between roan and dun. Okay, palmino मैंने पहले ही बताया था chestnut के साथ. It's a golden color with including chest and mane. Okay, it's typically golden color. Pinto it's also called paint. Pinto में क्या है, आपका जो भी solid color होगा, it can be a chestnut, it can be a black, it can be a bay, it can be a brown. उसी के बीच में आपका बड़ा बड़ा white patches दिख जाएगा. Then it will become a pinto. Means it is referred as a large white patches on the whole body of the any base colors. ठीक हो गया? So that's called pinto. Next is Apollo. So there is a difference between this and that is, here when you say pinto, it's only white on the any of the base colors, whereas in case of Apollo, it is every possibility of other color combinations, but in the spots. ठीक है, आपको largest patches में नहीं मिलेंगे, आपका what you can say patch धब्बा कहते हैं. So small patches it will be seen on your base colors. Based on that, again they use the different names which we are not going to study. Only any spots of different colors if you find on the base colors, then we call it as a Apollo. Even Apollo नाम से एक breed भी है, because you are not able to define a particular color pattern. Okay, so like this is a different color pattern. So just to recapitulate, you see the basic solid black, then brown and bay. One difference is chestnut and mane. Sorry, one difference is black color mane and tail, including legs. Chestnut, again chestnut or cherry red color. Okay, and the mane and tail will be again a type of what you can say silver in color. Whereas in case of palmino, the whole body, including the tail color and main color is golden color. Okay, two more combination. One is dun, another is roan. One is dun, another is roan. So one is with black color, another is with white color. Okay. Similarly, pinto means larger white patches on the base colors, and if it is any spots, then we call it as apollosa. Here spotted करके दिखाया, it is an apollosa. Okay. So just with this diagram, many things you can recapitulate and we can make it firm in your remembrance capacity. Okay. So next is marking. First हो गया names, second हो गया colors, third हो गया markings. Markings में भी marking on the head and body. Let us see marking on the head. First is there are 6 combination. We'll see one by one. Snip, a white mark between the nostrils. एक छोटा सा patch होगा between the nostrils रहेगा. And same white marking if it's the same white marking found on the forehead between the eyes, we call it as a star. Okay. When it comes to snip, there is no question of large snip or small snip. But in case of star, generally we will describe the size of the star also, whether it's a large, medium, or small. Okay. Just to give more accuracy, nothing else. Another is strip, a narrow white strip, usually from the center of face, from the level of eyes to the nostrils. Eyes to the nostrils. Nostril के बाद देखिए. From eyes to the nostrils, in between जो भी strip होगा, that we call it as a strip. But this strip can be half, 1/3 or 2/3. ये भी आप लिख सकते हैं. For further accuracy, you may say that 1/3 means top 1/3 it's present, or bottom 1/3 is present, or it is half, or it is a full. Okay. Sometimes this strip also can be combined with a star. Then we call it as a star conjoined strip कहते हैं. अगर स्टार के साथ जुड़ा नहीं है, ओनली स्ट्रिप के साथ जुड़ा है, देन स्ट्रिप कंजाइंड स्ट्रिप कहते हैं. ठीक है. सो विच एवर इट इज जॉइंट, अकॉर्डिंगली विल यूज दैट वर्ड स्ट्रिप. ओके. ब्लेज मीन्स इट्स ए ब्रॉड व्हाइट मार्किंग कवरिंग दी होल नेसल बोन. ठीक है. स्ट्रिप में लाइन होगा, यहां ब्रॉडर होगा, कवरिंग दी नेसल बोन. बॉल्ड फेस वेर इन इट कवर्स बोथ आईज. देखिए स्ट्रिप में भी आईज का कवर नहीं हुआ है, ब्लेज में भी कवर नहीं हुआ, बट ब्लेज में ब्रॉडर लाइन है कवरिंग द नेसल बोन, बट बॉल्ड फेस में इट इंक्लूड आईज. सो व्हाइट फेस फ्रॉम forehead to the muzzle including one or both eyes. The eyes include often lack of pigment in iris and referred as a glass-eyed alva. Additional points. Okay. White muzzle means the whole muzzle is. Okay, these are the 6 marking on head. Next, marking on leg. They are self-explanatory. ठीक है. यदि white marking only on the coronary joint or coronary region, then it's a coronet. If that white below fetlock joint up to coronet, okay, that's a pastern. If it extends above the fetlock joint, okay, then it's the ankle. If it covers middle of the cannon bone, then it's a sock. Then if it goes behind the arc region, then it's called a stocking. These are all self-explanatory. Okay, which you call it as a marking on the leg portion. Next, marking on the body. Marking on the body बहुत सारे frequently observe नहीं करते हैं, because there you will rely on the colors rather than the marking. But sometimes जहां आपको प्योर चेस्टनट है, जहां प्योर ब्लैक कलर है, जहां प्योर बे है, जिसमें कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं, अगर ऐसे 2 हॉर्स मिल जाएगा तो क्या होगा, देन यू दीज टाइप ऑफ मार्किंग्स विल कम फॉर द रेस्क्यू. ओके. ग्रे टिक्ड, जहां 6 to 6 मतलब गिन के 6 नहीं है, एक थोड़ा सा पैच है. व्हाइट एयर्स आर पार्शियली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड थ्रू आउट द कोट और इन एनी पार्ट. ठीक है. 2 यहां मिलेंगे, 2 यहां मिलेंगे, अदरवाइज दूसरा एनिमल में मिल नहीं रहे, बट यहां आपको मिलेगा. दैट इज कॉल्ड ग्रे टिक्ड. Similarly, larger portion होगा, then it's a flecked. Small column of white hairs irregularly in any part of the body, it's called flecked. ठीक है. ये आपको दूर से दिखेगा नहीं, whether it's a gray ticked or flecked ticked. आपको बहुत नजदीक से closely observe करेंगे, then only you will get it. Just like आपका पासपोर्ट बनाते हैं, आपका आइडेंटिफिकेशन मार्क पूछते हैं. Somebody will write that there is a mole on the neck, there is a mole on the face. Okay. So दूसरों को दिखता नहीं है, but आपको पता है. Similarly, यहाँ so gray ticked, flecked, these are all visible marks, but needs close observation. Okay. Strip list ray. This is nothing but a dark line along the arc. Horse में जो ये marking नहीं दिखना चाहिए, but किसी समय ये दिख जाता है, then you can take it as an additional marking on the parts. Zebra marks, again, marks on the limbs and neck on wither. Okay. Flesh marks, they are nothing but the acquired marks or scar marks wherever you have put a saddles. Okay. Bridles. Okay. कोई भी accessories continuously when it has been tied. So if it retains some scar, so that can be used as a acquired marking. Marking on the tail, so presence of any additional colors, that itself will take care of the marking. Okay. Miscellaneous, acquired marking, it can be saddle mark, bridle mark. Okay. Congenital abnormalities, one is most common is prophet's thumb mark. ये right side में photograph दिख रहा है आपको, there is a small depression, okay, on the neck region, that's called prophet thumb mark. Parrot mouth, projection of upper jaw. Saw mouth, projection of the lower jaw. So now everything is required for writing this identification certificate. It is a prerequisite for any horse owner to participate either in the training or in the race club. This is a prerequisite document. It's a ownership certificate. Okay, you can see in this diagram: color, sex, date of birth, sire, dam. Okay, owner's name, any marking on the head, any marking on the left forelimb, right forelimb, left hind limb, right hind limb. So similarly, if there any body marking, okay, acquired marking, remarks if any, okay. So date of identification and signature of the panel witness. So for this filling this certificate, whatever the things we studied so far, all are prerequisite. Okay. So with this, I cover